Sir, not audible.
Now, audible? Okay. So, drug trafficking is organized crime, one form of organized crime, and how it is interlinked with the terrorism. So, both are the problem. So, today's topic is completely related to your mains. Okay, but from now onwards, we will include some of the topics for prelims as well. आज की क्लास में तो कर नहीं रहे, okay, but from the next classes, okay, 2 or 3 topic we will be covering for the prelims as well. Okay, so we will discuss first drug trade and the second one is organized crime. So last week that was in the news that meth lab busted Tihar jail warden and Mexican drug cartel member among 5 held. और ये कब की न्यूज है? अभी 2 दिन पहले की. That NCB seized. NCB means what is NCB? Narcotics Control Bureau. Narcotics Control Bureau seized 95 kg of drug in solid and liquid form from a factory in Gautam Buddha Nagar. Okay, so from a lab they seized 95 kg of drugs. Okay, so basically these was the drug. In a major operation, Narcotics Control Bureau and Delhi Police busted that methamphetamine. Methamphetamine. So in prelims, they can ask that what is methamphetamine? Such questions were asked previously by UPSC. They are giving one keyword and they are asking what is this? Okay, we will discuss that. What is that methamphetamine? Okay, so methamphetamine lab in Noida linked to the Mexican cartel. This is one uh, trans transnational criminal group which is based in the Mexico, whose name is Jalisco New Generation, CJNG. So we will discuss about this group as well. They seized 95 kg of methamphetamine and arrested 5 individuals, including a Tihar jail warden and a Mexican national. This operation highlights the international connection and sophisticated network involved in the drug trafficking. Okay. Next, according to NCB, this cartel operates in the West Delhi and his network is spread across the Delhi NCR. It is believed that considering that the low cost of production of synthetic drugs like methamphetamine and mephedrone, the drug mafia is increasingly shifting to set up such clandestine lab in industrial area so that local law enforcement agencies are not alerted by the routine transportation of the material and machinery. So basically they are shifting their production facility in those areas where industries are located so that they can clandestinely produce that drug and transport that drug from that particular area in order to avoid the check post, we can say. Okay, so that was in the news, and that was not the only news related to drug trafficking in India. In recent years, drug trafficking, these are the examples of uh, drug seizure from India. Like this is the latest one, but Delhi cocaine seizure. That Delhi police recently seized Colombian cocaine. So here the Mexican drug cartel, here Colombian drug cartel. So Delhi police seized Colombian cocaine worth kitna? 6,500 crore. Marking the biggest drug bust in the North India. The drugs were intended for major events in Delhi, Mumbai, and Goa. So basically, the destination of drug was India. Okay? ऐसा नहीं था कि इंडिया से निकल के कहीं और जाने वाली थी. Yes, the destination of the drug was India. Four key members of the cartel were arrested, and ongoing investigation aimed to apprehend the kinship based in Dubai. Then Chennai meth lab burst. In another significant burst, meth lab in Chennai was dismantled. This operation, reminiscence of the TV show Breaking Bad, involved a chemistry student who was producing methamphetamine. The police recovered 245 gram of meth and believed the operation could be linked to a larger. Okay, so the same thing was busted from Chennai as well. Then Assam heroin seizure. The joint operation by Assami and Manipuri police led to the seizure of heroin, etc. So are you getting? Drug rackets have been busted from across the country. So drug menace is becoming a new challenge for Indian society. Why? What is the reason? Why we are consuming more drug? Are we consuming or not? First thing, the first question is, are we consuming drugs? Yes, they are the legal drug. Yes, they are legal drug. That is allowed by the government. तो उसको हम नहीं कहेंगे कि उसको ड्रग कंज्यूम करना बोलेंगे, है ना? They are the medicines. We are taking all those things in the form of medicine. But what about illegal drugs? Are we consuming illegal drugs? Or what are the substances that we are consuming as an Indian illegally? Like charas, ganja, bhang. These are also the substances that Indians are consuming routinely. Yes or no? It is not like that we are consuming because some foreign nationals are coming and smuggling these substances to India. Traditionally, we are consuming some things. Yes or no? Like charas, bhang, ganja, they are very common in India. But now we are consuming these synthetic drugs as well. Ye hua na? This is the change which is happening. Okay? The next thing about that particular cartel. Look at the condition of this cartel. Why I'm discussing this particular cartel? Because recently, whatever the drug seizure happened in New Delhi, this cartel is involved. So if we are allowing such cartel to operate in India, what will be the future of India? Look at this. So CJNG is also known as Cartel the Jalisco Nueva Generation, is one of the most powerful and dangerous criminal organization of the Mexico. It is heavily involved in the drug trafficking, particularly cocaine and methamphetamine. They are also engaged in the arms trafficking, human trafficking, extortion, money laundering. And they often involved in the violence in order to perpetuate their business or their organized crime. Okay, that the brutal tactics to maintain the control and intimidate rivals authority. They have been involved in the numerous violent confrontation with the Mexican security forces. Are you getting? They are having, okay, confrontation with the Mexican security forces. So if they are freely operate in India, so the future is not very far that they will be having direct confrontation with the Indian security forces. Yes or no? The next thing, territory. The CJNG operates in the multiple Mexican states and has the presence in the several countries, including United States, Canada, various countries in the Europe, Asia and South America. Their alliances and technological use, that is the CJNG, has been noted for using advanced technology including drones and encrypted communication. Are you getting? So they are using drones, and these are the examples where they involved in the violence. Look at the like in January 2024, intense battle between CJNG and Sinaloa cartel. So basically, two cartels were fighting against each other, and because of that, led to displacement of 700 residents in Mexico. Explosive drone attack. In 2021, CJNG used drones rigged with the explosive to attack police officer in Michoacan, injuring the two officers. Are you getting? So they are using drones. They are using sophisticated technology. They are having unlimited amount of money. Yes or no? And sophisticated weapons as well. And the countries where they are working, they are having direct confrontation with the security forces. So you can imagine how much powerful they are. Yes or no? So if they are operating in India, the internal security of India will be threatened or not? And not only internal security, if Indian youth will be consuming drugs, then what will be the future? Yes or no? What will be the future? This is the, okay, Chiapas violence, 100 flea cartel battles in the southern Mexico. A cartel used armed drones and a plane to bomb police. CJNG वहां पे इस लेवल पे चल रहा है इन लोगों का, ठीक है. And the same group is involved in the recent case. Okay, these things are related to your prelims examination. Okay, the types of drugs, कौन कौन से types होते हैं? First one is the stimulant. Okay, stimulant का effect क्या होता है? It increase alertness, attention, energy, and they can also elevate blood pressure, heart rate, and respiration. What are the stimulant? We use this particular thing in our day-to-day life. Yes, that is the coffee. Okay, if someone is not satisfied with the coffee, then they will also take this particular thing via smoking or via that khenny. Yes, we all are addicted in some form of substance, nicotine, then amphetamine and cocaine. Okay, so they all are stimulant. These series of question can be asked in the exam. So first type of drugs is the stimulants. Then the second one is depressant, like alcohol, benzodiazepines, and barbiturates. It slows down the function of the central nervous system, leading to the relaxation, drowsiness, and the decreased inhibition. This is the second type of drug. So one is stimulant, second one is depressant, third one is opioids. Opioids means uh, they are derived from the opium basically. So morphine, heroin, codeine, and oxycodone. They they relieve pain, euphoria, drowsiness, high potential for the addiction and overdose. तो पेन तो रिलीफ करता है. In most of the cases, morphine is used as a pain reliever. But the point is, what about heroin and codeine and other drugs? So these are opioids. Then hallucinogens. Like one of the most potent drug is LSD. आपने नाम सुना होगा LSD का? नहीं सुना? नहीं? Okay, so LSD. LSD is lysergic acid diethyl amide. Okay, diethyl amide. Then next one is the magic mushroom. Third one is mescaline. Alert, perception, mood, and various cognitive processes can cause hallucination and an altered sense of reality. So these are four kinds of drug. One is stimulant. Give examples of stimulants: caffeine, nicotine, cocaine. These are stimulants. Second one is depressant. What are the depressant? One is alcohol, then benzodiazepines and barbiturates. Opioids, morphine, heroin, codeine, and oxycodone, and hallucination. Then that is LSD and magic mushroom, mescaline. Some other types of drug like कैनाबिनॉइड्स. कैनाबिनॉइड्स मींस वो जो गांजे के पौधे से जो निकलता है वो वाला. वो सारी ड्रग्स ये वाली होती हैं, मारिजुआना एंड कैनिबिडियोल. तो वो सारा जो एक चरस गांजा, यस, चरस गांजा एंड भांग, दीज आर cannabis. Okay, cannabinoids. Then euphoria, relaxation, altered perception of time, increased appetite, used medically for pain relief and other condition. So this particular drug is highly, okay, very much prevalent in India. Yes, most of the sadhu sannyasis are using these particular thing. But nowadays, youth are also involved in this particular thing. Yes, especially the college students, and some of the web series and some of the stand-up comedians are also promoting such things, which is not good. Cannabinoids. Then inhalants like nitrous oxide, solvents like pant thinner. इसके भी नशे होते हैं, पेंट थिनर, कॉलेज के स्टूडेंट लगे रहते हैं इसमें भी। सुना है कि नहीं आपने? सुना है? हाँ, ये वाला जो पेंट थिनर है उसको भी सूंघते रहते हैं क्योंकि उससे नशे होते हैं। एरोसोल्स, सॉल्वेंट, सो शॉर्ट टर्म यूफोरिया, डिजीनेस, hallucination, long term use can cause serious damage to the brain and the other organ. Then anabolic steroid like testosterone and nandrolone that promotes muscle growth, enhanced athletic performance, can lead to the serious health issue like liver damage and cardiovascular problem. Then some other like prescription drugs, तो ये तो हम करते ही हैं यूज। प्रिस्क्रिप्शन ड्रग्स लाइक एंटीबायोटिक्स, एंटी pertensives and antidepressant, and over the counter drugs like paracetamol, ibuprofen, and so some drugs are legal, but some other drugs are not legal in India, and they are illegal, still people are consuming, especially cannabinoids. ठीक है, ये काफी चलन में है इंडिया में। इन दो जो ड्रग्स थी इनके बारे में थोड़ा और डिटेल में देख लेते हैं, प्रीलिम्स में आपसे पूछ सकते हैं। यस, वन इज methamphetamine and another one is methadone, are both powerful stimulant. तो क्वेश्चन यहीं से बनता है that which type of drug is this methamphetamine, so they are the stimulant. Okay, they are stimulants, but they have distinct chemical structure. Like methamphetamine increase the release of dopamine in the brain, leading to the intense euphoria, increased energy, heightened alertness, and it also suppresses the appetite and cause hyperactivity. What are the risks? Look at the condition. ड्रग अब्यूजर वो टाइम के साथ ऐसे हो जाते हैं, समझ जाओ आप। ठीक है, risk long term use can lead to the severe addiction, cognitive deficits, dental problem, skin sores, increased risk of infectious disease due to the needle shaving. It can also cause cardiovascular issues such as increased heart rate, blood pressure, and can lead to the stroke and heart attack. Okay, so methamphetamine is stimulant. This is the second one. केमिकल स्ट्रक्चर, इसके बारे में ये पूछ सकते हैं। मेफेड्रोन, सो मेफेड्रोन इज आल्सो नोन एज म्यू म्यू, दैट इज 4-MMC, is a synthetic stimulant of cation class which is chemically similar to amphetamine. What are the effects? तो देख लेना इसके effects. Okay, so basically drugs are of many type, and the most common used drugs, okay, for substance abuse are stimulant. First one is stimulant, second one is depressant. Yes, because alcohol is depressant, na? Yes, stimulant, depressant, opioids, and this one, cannabinoids. Okay, so concept is clear to you. This is the first thing. Now drug abuses in India. Is India on the brink of drug and alcohol abuse crisis? Are you witnessing this? What are your opinion with respect to drug and alcohol abuse in India? Are we facing this crisis? Or this is not a big issue? क्या है? Yes, we are facing this crisis. Why there is so much alcohol abuse or any such substance abuse in India, especially that cannabinoids, ganja, charas, bhang, alcohol, tobacco. Yes, we are regularly consuming all these things, and nowadays the youth is also involved in those inhalant like paint thinner, okay, and that whitener, etc. आप सोच सकते हैं कि वो जो व्हाइटनर आता है उसको भी सूंघ के नशे होते हैं लोगों के. यस, वो जो व्हाइटनर जो हम यूज करते हैं ना उसको लोग खोल के सूंघते रहते हैं. बताइए. Religious association of these drugs, we can say religious association. Okay, apart from that, why these drugs are common, why we are abusing, huh? Yes, culture. Okay, glorification of all these drugs by either by web series or by some people, or we can say some of the celebrities are doing that thing. Okay, just listen all those Punjabi songs. Yes, drugs, alcohol, ganja, charas. Okay, they are actively promoting all these things. Yes, so culture, celebrity, fan following. Okay, people trying to become some cool dude, something. Apart from that, peer pressure. Okay, if you are in a particular group where four people are smoking something, then you will automatically become a smoker. Okay, apart from that, और बताइए. Stress. Okay, high level of competition, people are not getting jobs. Okay, and that high level of competition, because of that people are involved in that substance abuse, because according to them that cocaine from smoking will give them some nicotine, and nicotine is nothing but the stimulant. So is stimulant, what stimulant will do, it will release the dopamine. We have discussed that, and dopamine is nothing but the happy hormone. So basically, via smoking, people are getting nicotine, and via nicotine, they are releasing the dopamine, and dopamine is the happy hormone. तो थोड़ी देर के लिए उनको अच्छा लगता है. This is one of the reason. Apart from that, अबे हाँ, तो उसमें भी तो कैनाबिनॉइड्स होता है ना, ओपियोइड्स होता है उसमें. ठीक है. बॉटल की बॉटल जो कफ सिरप हम लाते हैं 10 दिन में एक एक ढक्कन पीते हैं लोग, एक ही बार में पी जाते हैं. अब जब आपको एक ढक्कन में इतना नशा होता है कि नींद आ ही जाती है, तो सोचो कि एक पूरी बॉटल में कैसा क्या होगा, है ना? तो ये भी होता है, बिल्कुल सही बात है. नाउ पीपल डोंट हैव द कैपेसिटी टू हैंडल द सिचुएशन. यस, Punjab and northeast proximity, Pak and Myanmar affected by the cross border drug. Very good. This is the point, because we are located in two, one of the most drug producing area. On the one hand we are having that golden crescent, and on the other hand we are having golden triangle. Okay, what is golden crescent and golden triangle? Yes, yes, I have given this particular diagram. This is the golden crescent, the area of Afghanistan, Pakistan and Iran. It is the largest drug producing, especially the opium producing area of the world. And this is golden triangle, that is Laos, Cambodia and Myanmar. Okay, this is the golden triangle. So our geographical location is situated in between the two. Okay, so especially the border area is already vulnerable to the drug abuse. This is another reason. Okay, so we can say some of the religious region, yes, some of the social reason or economic reason like unemployment, psychological reason like stress, tension, depression, and to come out of that people are abusing drug. Okay, some other reason, geographical हो गया, social हो गया, economic ho gaya, that people are unemployed and because of that they are consuming drugs. More behavioral problem, like teenagers unable to discuss problem with the family become more prone to the drugs. Yes, we can say this. Yes, technological, high level of technology, like they are using drones to deliver those drug packets. Yes, so they are using sophisticated technology. Apart from that, lack of enforcement. Yeah. Yes, lack of enforcement, lack of awareness with people. People starts abusing all those drugs, but they are unaware about their negative or long-term implication on their health, on their family status, on their financial status. Yes, people started smoking, but they are completely unaware of the fact that what will happen. This is another type of issue. Apart from that, सोचो यार, यही सारे पॉइंट हैं जो आपको मेंस में लिखने होते हैं, तो यहाँ डिस्कस हो जाएगा तो याद आ जाएगा वहां पे। और बताओ। Okay, collapse of family structure is another issue because that earlier in the joint family, people were taking care of those children, or especially the adolescent, those teenagers. So people, especially the grandparents, were taking care of those children because their parents were working. Right now, parents are working, and those children are in their home after the school, and they are involved in such crime. Okay, easy availability, ये भी एक इशू है। और ग्लोरिफिकेशन तो है ही, ट्रिविलाइजेशन है, ग्लोरिफिकेशन है ड्रग्स का, ये सब हो जाएगा। ऑर्गेनाइज क्राइम एंड ड्रग कार्टेल कोलैब विद द टेररिज्म, हम आते हैं इस पे, हर्ष अभी आ ही रहे हैं। आर यू ओके विद दिस? सो व्हाट आर द रीजन? समझ गए? ठीक है, इससे रिलेटेड कुछ डेटा मैं लिखवा भी दूंगा इसको आप लोगों को, ठीक है? यस, ड्रग डिलेमा। So first, let's discuss this. Around 15.8 million children. 15 million means 1.5 crore. Okay, 1.5 crore children aged between 10 to 17 years are addicted to substance in India. The Indian government informed in the Supreme Court. कितना? 1.5 crore. Alcohol is the most commonly used psychoactive substance by people in India, followed by, so uh, first one is the alcohol, second one is the cannabis. Cannabis में क्या क्या आएगा? ठीक है, and opioids. This is the third one. According to the national survey, states with the highest prevalence of cannabis is, हर चीज वहां पे एक्सट्रीम है, ठीक है? पंजाब, सिक्किम, छत्तीसगढ़. Over 30 million individual use cannabis products overall. Okay, these are the children. Now 30 million means 3 crore. So 3 crore individuals use cannabis products. About 2.5 million suffer from cannabis dependence. Cannabis dependence means they are habitual, or cannabis means, okay. The next, the report said that, adding that the 22.6 million people use opioids approximately. 7.7 million individuals require help for opioid use problem. Staggering data hai ye. Literally, we are going through a serious drug abuse crisis, whether we accept it or not. But this is a serious public health problem, serious social problem as well. And if we consider this particular problem in terms of economy, we are wasting our demographic dividend. In terms of internal security, all the people who are involved in the supply side of the drug, okay, they will use the same money to destabilize India. Yes? So, this particular thing is not good for the society. Yes, it will destabilize society. It is not good for the economy. Why? Because we are wasting our demographic dividend. So society will be destabilized, economy will be ruined. Third one is the personal, that individual will be having no use in the future. Okay, so psychologically, physically damaging for that particular individual, and he is not the criminal, he is the victim. After a certain point of time, he will be a victim. ये भी तो होगा ना? So psychologically, physically, he will be damaged. Internal security point of view, the proceeds from the same drug will be used to destabilize India. Yes or no? From where those insurgents groups are having that funding? कहाँ से आ रही है फंडिंग? वो ऑर्गेनाइज्ड क्राइम से आ रही है. Be it the insurgent groups in the northeast region, or Naxals in the Red Belt region, or terrorist group in the Jammu Kashmir region, they all are getting their funding from organized crime. So basically, organized crime and terrorism, they both are working in the nexus. That is why we are discussing this particular thing in the chapter of internal security. Are you getting? Next point is it also found opioid user comprises. तो ये कुछ डेटा दिया हुआ है, आप देख लेना. ठीक है, ये भी कुछ डेटा है, कितने यूजर्स हैं इसके, समझ लेना. ठीक है, ये हो गया अपना कंप्लीट. इससे रिलेटेड अब बात ये है यहां पे. सो ड्रग रिलेटेड इशू इज क्लियर टू यू? ओके, राइट डाउन सम इश्यूज. पहले ड्रग वाला देख लेते हैं, फिर ऑर्गेनाइज्ड क्राइम पे आते हैं. ड्रग अब्यूज. Some more reports like a report by AIMS. A report by AIMS. AIMS means यही अपना All India Institute of Medical Science. A report by AIMS. रिपोर्ट का नाम है मैग्नीट्यूड ऑफ सब्सटेंस यूज इन इंडिया. मैग्नीट्यूड ऑफ सब्सटेंस यूज इन इंडिया. highlighted that around 5 crore Indians reported to use cannabis and opioids. Cannabis and opioids. Cannabis and opioids. Second point, estimated number of lives lost in India related to drug abuse is 25,000. 25,000 per year. 25,000 per year. Estimated number of deaths related to drug abuse in India is 25,000 per year. Thick. Now, factors contributing to drug problem. Factors contributing to the drug problem. First, वैसे ही वही पहला geographical. That is, India is situated between Golden Triangle and Golden Crescent. Now you know what is Golden Triangle and Golden Crescent. What is Golden Crescent? In our western side, and Golden Triangle is on the eastern side. Okay, so India is situated between Golden Triangle and Golden Crescent. This is the first thing. Second, अभी ज्योग्राफी में ही है ना. सेकंड, emergence of narco terror state in the Afghanistan. Emergence of narco terror state in the Afghanistan. Narco terror state in the Afghanistan. And their proximity with the ISI. So basically what they are doing, they are producing opium in the Afghanistan, look how they are operating. Basically, they are producing opium in this particular region of Afghanistan. Okay, who are producing? Taliban. So Taliban is the producer of opium. Now, how to supply this opium in the world market? So who will do that particular thing? ISI. So the officials of ISI are involved in that particular operation. They will they will take that opium from the Taliban, they will give their share to Taliban, and they will supply this particular opium in the world market. That is why they are very much powerful, because they are receiving the proceeds of the drug trade. And the same money will be used by ISI to fund terror organization which will destabilize Jammu and Kashmir and other border region of India, like Jaish-e-Mohammed, Lashkar-e-Tayyiba, Hizbul Mujahideen. Okay, these terrorist organizations are getting money from where? From ISI. And ISI is getting money from where? Because Pakistan is a poor state. वहां का फाइनेंसेस का हाल आप देख ही सकते हो, तो इतना पैसा कहां से आ रहा है? वो पैसा ड्रग ट्रेड से आ रहा है. आर यू गेटिंग? ठीक है. So emergence of narco terror state. Narco means they are producing narcotics, and terror state because they are using terrorism to promote narcotics. Are you getting? Okay. So this is the geographical reason. Next one is cultural reason. India has been a traditional consumer of cannabis product, cannabis product such as bhang, ganja, and charas. Bhang, ganja, and charas. Okay. Second point. Now there is a gradual shift. Now there is a gradual shift from traditional drugs to the synthetic drugs. Traditional drugs क्या थी हमारी? Ganja, bhang, and charas. And now we are taking synthetic drug. So this is the cultural reason. Okay. Next one is social reason. First, peer pressure. Peer pressure. Especially on the teenagers. Yes or no? Because their friends are doing it, so they will try the same thing. First one is the teenager peer pressure. Second one is experimentation. 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 Then third one is for recreational purpose. For recreational purpose. Okay. Then next heading, social is done. बस इतना इतना पॉइंट ही सफिशिएंट है ना? आपको इतना भी लिख दोगे तो आपका काम हो जाएगा वहां पे. रिक्रिएशनल पर्पस मींस लोग शौकिया तौर पे ले रहे हैं ड्रग्स. ठीक है. या वीक में एक बार छुट्टी है तो आज. ठीक है. इस टाइप से समझ गए. सो these are the social reason. Then another psychological reason. Psychological reason. First one is mental stress. Mental stress, depression, social anxiety, etc. And using the drug will using The drug will relieve the feeling of distress. The feeling of distress. Okay. The next one is other reasons. Other reasons. First one is hype and glorification of drugs. This is the thing that we are witnessing right now, be it web series or the songs that we are listening. Everyone is glorifying hype and glorification of drugs, like mass media, web series, web series, etc. are trivializing, are trivializing the drug use, trivializing the drug use, trivializing the drug use. The next point, lack of enforcement, lack of enforcement and easy availability of drugs. गांजा बैन है इंडिया में, ठीक है, गांजा आप ऐसे यूज कर नहीं सकते, लेकिन हर एक को पता होता है कि गांजा कहां मिलेगा. आर यू गेटिंग? यस. और you believe it or not, in many states that bhang is legally sold by the government. Are you aware of this fact or not? No? No. It is legally sold by the government. Just like alcohol. Like for alcohol, government is giving licenses to people and they are collecting excise duty from them. In Madhya Pradesh, from my state, bhang is legally sold by the government. Okay, the only thing you need is the license. If you are having a license, then you can open that shop and you can openly sell this particular item. Are you getting? और गांजा जो है वो बैन है, चरस बैन है, लेकिन हर किसी को पता होता है कहाँ मिलेगा. वहां ब्रिज के नीचे मिल जाएगा या उस मार्केट में उस खोपचे में मिल जाएगा. इट इज लाइक दिस. समझ गए? सो अनइंटरप्टेड सप्लाई या इजी अवेलेबिलिटी ऑफ ऑल दीज ड्रग्स. This is another cause. Okay, so how many factors that we have written? 7 to 8 फैक्टर हो गए क्या? ठीक है, इतना आपका काम हो जाएगा. ठीक है ना? इसमें आपका काम हो जाएगा. Now, what are the impacts of drug abuse? बताओ, आप खुद बताओ. What are the impacts? Health issues. First thing. Second, बता दो पहले. Like family problems, domestic violence. ठीक है? और financial condition, increase in the crime rates. Yes, very good. More. Yes, wastage of potential, especially the demographic dividend that we oftenly boast about. It will be wasted. Most next, economic backing of the terrorism. Yes, the proceeds of the organized crime will finance or will fund the terrorist activity. More. सोचो. Illegal operations. ठीक है, लिख लेते हैं इसको. लिखिए. Again, we will classify all those things. आपको कुछ समझ में ना आए ना, किसी भी आंसर में लिखने का तरीका है ये. You will divide that answer into that pestle. Simple है, कुछ भी नहीं करना है. Political, economical, social, technological, ecological, legal. और इसमें साइकोलॉजिकल और ये भी जोड़ दो, फिजिकल वगैरह. तो आप इससे लिखने की कोशिश करो. लाइक यहाँ पी से हम बना लेंगे पॉलिटिकल. पॉलिटिकल क्या क्राइसिस होंगे? क्राइम रेट्स बढ़ जाएंगे. लिखते जाइए. political issue or political impact. First, first, the proceeds of the proceeds of organized crime will be used. The proceeds of organized crime will be used for terror financing. For terror financing. सबसे बड़ा इशू है. Yes, the second, threat to internal security. Threat to internal security. Especially in the border areas. Especially in the border areas. Third, increasing the crime rate in the country. Increasing the crime rate in the country. Crime rate in the country. And the last, drug traffickers. Drug traffickers will achieve their objective via corruption. Via corruption. Yes or no? They will give bribe to all those officers or all those people who are involved in the enforcement. Yes? So they will give bribe. So ultimately it will lead to the corruption. So these are some of the political issue. Next one is economic issue or economic impact. What will be the economic impact? First thing, that youth, that demographic dividend will turn into demographic disaster. ये लिखिए सीधा. Because of substance abuse, the demographic dividend will turn into demographic disaster. Demographic disaster. That is loss of productive capacity of the youth. And the second one is, अच्छा एक बात बताओ. Direct trafficking is going on. This is the reality. We have to accept this particular thing. Okay, all the illegal substances are there in the market. So the proceeds from that particular thing is coming into the regular economy or they are moving in the parallel economy. Are you getting my point? There is one economy where transactions are recorded. Yes, all the transactions are recorded. Like I will be receiving the salary. Okay, you paid your fees and that transaction was recorded. But the proceeds from that drug trafficking or that substance trafficking will not be recorded. That money will remain the outside of the economy. Economy में present है, लेकिन outside of that legal economy. And it will create a phenomena of parallel economy. Are you getting? It will create a phenomena of parallel economy. Because all those people who are involved in the drug trafficking will deliberately avoid digital transaction or any such transaction where the money will be entering into the legal economy where their transaction can be traced. Are you getting? So it will create a situation of parallel economy. And what are the impact of parallel economy overall? सोच थोड़ा सा सोच करके देखो. बेसिकली सारे ये ब्लैक मनी, मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग, organized crime, they all are interconnected. One is the transactional economy where all the transactions are recorded. Yes, one is economy, one parallel economy is there in India. According to some of the experts, the net amount which is flowing in that parallel economy is 500 billion. Are you getting my point? $500 billion. So what are the problems that this parallel economy is creating? What are the things that I will purchase with that money that I don't want to show as a legal transaction? I will purchase gold. I will purchase a real estate where I will not show the transaction. Yes, most of the transaction will be in the cash. So it will increase cash flow in the economy. And when cash flow in the economy will increase, then what will happen? Inflation will increase. And when RBI will try to control the inflation, when RBI will bring some monetary policy changes, those monetary policy changes will be failed. Why? Because RBI is not considering that parallel economy. RBI is only considering that transactional economy or that legal economy which is going on. But what about that cash which is flowing parallelly? So ultimately it is destabilizing economy or not? इतना गोल्ड का भाव बढ़ जाता है, इतना रियल एस्टेट के भाव क्या पहुंच रहे हैं, कैसे हो रहा है ये इतना सब? On the one hand we are witnessing extreme level of poverty, on the other hand we are having this much of inflation. ये anomaly नहीं है? Who are those people who are purchasing all those things? सोचा है? Why? Because that parallel economy is continuously running. And that is why RBI's policy, that monetary policy, is failing. Are you getting my point? तो अभी क्या लिखा था हमने, मैं अब इसको सम अप करके लिख लेते हैं, है ना, कम शब्दों में. क्या बोला था मैंने, लास्ट पॉइंट क्या बोला? इट विल, ओके, दैट इज द लॉस ऑफ प्रोडक्टिविटी ऑफ द यूथ, है ना, ये लिख दिया था. नेक्स्ट पॉइंट, it will create a phenomena of parallel economy. It will create phenomena of parallel economy that will ultimately leads to inflation, failure of monetary policy of RBI, and destabilization of economy. Destabilization of economy. So these are the economic impact. Yes or no? Then social impact. What will be the social impact? Batao. What will be the social impact? First thing, destabilization of family. है ना? It will destabilize. Drug abuse or any type of substance abuse will destabilize family. First point, destabilize family, or we can say destabilize family, comma, uh, mental stress to the family, because they will be having one youth who is in its prime but who is abusing the substance. So mental stress to the family. The second one is, yes, no, domestic violence. Domestic violence is another issue. Domestic violence. Next, it will increase criminal activity. It will increase criminal activity within the society. Criminal activity within the society. Okay? So these are the social issues. Next one is the social issues हो गया. Last one, physical or health related hazard for an individual. Health related hazard for an individual. First one is long term health implication of substance abuse. Long term health implication for substance abuse. For substance abuse. Second, chances chances of infectious disease such as HIV. Why HIV? Because they are using the same syringe. Okay, same syringe to inject the drugs. So HIV, tuberculosis, HIV, tuberculosis, etc. HIV, tuberculosis, etc. So these are the effect on the physical health. Another thing is psychological impact. Psychological impact such as depressant, such as depression, anxiety, panic disorder, depression, anxiety, panic disorder, etc. Depression, anxiety, panic disorder, etc. Panic disorder, etc. Okay. Now, action taken by the government. Next, action taken by the government or measures taken by the government. So, some of the legal measures, then policy measures, legal measures, policy measures, then institutional measures, then international cooperation. International cooperation. What are the legal measures with respect to drug abuse in India? So the first one is the DPSP Article 47. Article 47 DPSP. Okay, that it is the duty. आप बस इतना भी लिख दोगे तो काम चल जाएगा. Article 47 क्या बोलता है? That is state. It is the duty of the state to raise the level of nutrition and standard of living, and to improve the public health as among its primary duty. Okay, and it is also the duty of the state to prohibit the intoxication of the drink and drug which are injurious to the health. तो ये सारा आर्टिकल 47 में है, तो इतना लिखने की जरूरत नहीं है, इतना लिख दोगे काम चल जाएगा. द सेकंड वन इज एनडीपीएस एक्ट. एनडीपीएस एक्ट 1987. 1987. What is NDPS Act? Narcotics, Drugs and Psychotropic Substance Act. चाहो तो फुल फॉर्म लिख लो इसका. Narcotics, Drugs and Psychotropic Substance Act. Psychotropic Substance Act. Okay. Then policy measures. First policy, that is the Nasha Mukt Bharat Abhiyan. Nasha Mukt Bharat Abhiyan. First, Nasha Mukt Bharat Abhiyan. Second, National Action Plan for Drug Demand Reduction. Nasha Mukt Bharat Abhiyan. Second, National Action Plan. National Action Plan for Drug Demand Reduction. For drug demand reduction. Drug demand reduction. And the last one is a scheme of assistance for prevention of alcoholism. A scheme of assistance for prevention of alcoholism and substance abuse. Alcoholism or substance abuse. Okay, these are the policies. Okay, you don't have to go into much depth of all these policies. बस इतना हमें वहां पे क्या होगा, कोई पॉलिसी के बारे में पूछ नहीं रहा है आपसे, लेकिन एटलीस्ट आपको पॉलिसी का नाम याद होना चाहिए. Nobody will ask that what is Nasha Mukt Bharat Abhiyan. We all know that Nasha Mukt Bharat Abhiyan, that government is trying to make India as a drug free country or addiction free country, and for that government will bring many awareness program, many enforcement initiative, something like this. इतना तो उसमें ज्यादा डेप्थ में जाने की जरूरत नहीं है उसका. ठीक है. इंस्टीट्यूशनल, that some of the institutions which are enforcing like NDPS Act. So first one is NCB, Narcotics Control Bureau. Narcotics Control Bureau. So first one is NCB. The second one is NCODE, NCB. Second one is NCODE, that is Narco Coordination Center. Narco Coordination Center. And third one is the SIMS. Third one is the SIMS. SIMS is Seizure Information Management System. Seizure Information Management System. Seizure Information Management System. Narco Coordination Center, Seizure Information Management System. That whatever the seizure that NCB is doing, they will maintain that information in this particular portal, that is SIMS, Seizure Information Management System. And government also contributing, cooperating with the other international organization in order to control that drug or substance abuse in India. Like first, India is a signatory of first United Nation Convention, United Nation Convention on Narcotics Drug, United Nation Convention on Narcotics Drugs, Convention on Narcotics Drugs 1961. Second, United Nation Convention on Psychotropic Substance 1971. United Nation Convention on Psychotropic Substance 1971. And last, Transnational Convention Crime. Transnational Crime Convention. Transnational Crime Convention 2000. 2000. So these are the initiative. So basically now you understood the entire scenario with respect to drugs in India. Okay. What are the legal provision to fight against the menace of drug? Article 47, which is the duty of the state, and one more thing, that is the NDPS Act. What is NDPS? Narcotics, Drugs and Psychotropic Substance Act. Okay. For any issue with respect to internal security, you will deal all those issue in this manner. One is constitutional or legal measure. Second one is the institutional measure. Third one is the policy measures or scheme measures, and last one will be the international cooperation. Okay, all such issues will be dealt in this manner only. Okay. And how to generate point? That pestle, factor contributing to the drug abuse, pestle लगा दो, पॉइंट निकल के आ जाएंगे 5-6, और 5-6 ही लिखने होते हैं वहां पे, 10 लिखने भी नहीं होते, 5-6 पॉइंट आराम से जनरेट हो जाएंगे. ओके. एंड हाउ टू कंट्रोल? अगेन पेस्टल लगा दो. समझ रहे हो? वो पेस्टल ऐसे लिखना नहीं है वहां पे, ऑटोमेटिक वो दिमाग में आना चाहिए कि पॉलिटिकल डायमेंशन में ये होगा. ओके. इन सोशल डायमेंशन these will be the factors. Okay, done with this. Now drug abuse. Okay, so we have completed that drug abuse. Now we will discuss, because drug smuggling or narcotics smuggling is nothing but the organized crime. It cannot done by any single individual. Okay, there are always some cartels behind that particular crime. And what are cartels? Cartels means a group of people who are involved in the unorganized illegal activity. They are organized. उनका एक पूरा structure होता है. Okay, so what is organized crime? A group of people who are involved in the illegal activity, but they are organized in such a way that there will be a hierarchy. One will be the boss, another one will be the junior boss, other one will be the foot soldier. It is like this. So they are organized, and most of the organized groups are transnational organized group. They are not only active in India, they are active in other parts of the world. Like we have discussed that CJNG. Okay, It is the Mexican cartel, but which is involved in almost all of the country. Are you getting point? So this is the organized group which is involved in the organized crime, because individual cannot do this particular thing. Is it okay for you? Now, how this in your syllabus, one topic is given, that is linkages between organized crime and terrorism. Now, how this organized crime, any type of organized crime, is related to the terrorism. This should be our point of discussion. So basically, first we will discuss the types of organized crime. These are the organized crime. Organized crime encompasses a wide range of illegal activities carried out by structured groups. First one is the drug trafficking. Okay, the illegal production, distribution, sale of drug. The second one is human trafficking. Okay, the second one is human trafficking. Exploiting people through force, fraud, coercion for labor or sexual purpose. This is the human trafficking. Okay, many organized criminals are involved in the human trafficking. The third one is arms trafficking, that is the illegal trade of firearms and ammunition. Okay, the next one is money laundering, concealing the origins of illegally obtained money, typically by means of transfer involving foreign banks and legitimate business. In some of the classes, we will discuss money laundering. Okay, I will explain the concept of money laundering. Then cyber crime, crimes conducted via internet, including hacking, identity theft, online fraud, financial crimes, deceptive practices for financial gain such as Ponzi scheme, embezzlement, and credit card fraud. Okay, so all these crimes are organized crime. Apart from that, counterfeiting. Okay, what is counterfeiting? That first copy. ओके दैट नाइकी का कोई सा शूज आया, फर्स्ट कॉपी अगले दिन करोल बाग में आपको मिल जाएगा. ओके, दिस इज नोन एज काउंटरफीटिंग. ओके, काउंटरफीटिंग ऑफ करेंसी भी हो सकता है, दैट इज दैट फेक करेंसी नोट्स. ओके, और काउंटरफीटिंग ऑफ those consumer goods can be done. So counterfeiting of fake goods, currency and documents. Another thing is organized theft and robbery. Coordinated theft such as car theft ring or bank robberies or extortion or racketeering, forcing individual or business to pay for the protection or other service under the threat of violence. Some of the crimes are environmental crimes such as illegal activities harming the environment, like illegal logging. What is this? Illegally cutting the tree in the forest, है ना, वो चंदन के पेड़ काट के ले गए, that पुष्पा. Okay, although that particular thing is glorified, yes, that movie is super hit, but this is the crime. उसमें जो दिखाया है that structure, that syndicate, उसमें syndicate ही बोला था. Yes, आपने देखी होगी सब लोगों ने. So that syndicate word was used. What was that syndicate is all about? They all are organized criminal. Yes, Pushpa started his journey from a simple logger, है ना, एक वो कुल्हाड़ी चलाने वाले से he became the head of that syndicate in the climax of the movie. ये हुआ था कि नहीं हुआ था? तो that hierarchy which has been shown in that movie is nothing but the organized criminal gang. उसको उन्होंने syndicate नाम दे दिया. Are you getting my point? ठीक है, so illegal logging, wildlife trafficking, pollution. Then illegal immigration. This is a new type of organized crime. कोई भी आएगा आपसे कहेगा कनाडा का वीजा लगवा देंगे, आ जाओ. ये this is one type of organized crime. Okay, that डनकी movie was there, है ना, वो डनकी रूट से जो जाते हैं, तो वो जो लेके जाने वाले लोग हैं वो कौन है? वो यही तो है. This is another type of organized crime, that they will facilitate illegal immigration in some other countries. So illegal immigration, then money laundering, smuggling, contract killing. One man is in the news right now. Yes. So contract killing, kidnapping, prostitution, etc. So all these activities are nothing but the organized crime. They are not performed by individual, rather they are performed by one organized gang, like syndicate of that Pushpa movie. Okay. So this is the organized crime. Okay. So organized crime is some different activity. But what are the threats emanating from that organized crime? So that organized crime is working. Now we are very well aware of the fact that they will be having enough money to bribe all those officials in that particular area. This will be the first thing. So they will bribe all those officers, all those enforcement agencies, and even the businessmen who were working in that area. And in a short span of time, they will be establishing the contact with the politicians as well. Yes or no? Okay. In the long run, all those people, whether the officers or those businessmen or those local politicians or the people of that particular area who are the beneficiaries of the charity organized by those organized crime. Yes or no? That Pushpa became the superhero, that syndicate giant. Okay, but ultimately he will be having some charity for his own people. So they will be supporting him. उनको मतलब नहीं है कि ये किस टाइप के क्राइम में इन्वॉल्व है. Yes or no? So they all will be supporting him. So the problem with organized crime is this: within a short span of time, they will gather support from all sections of the society, be it the society or the officers or the local politicians or the businessman. If any businessman will oppose them, they will kill them. Simple. Hai. Are you getting my point or not? So ultimately, they will gather the support of all the people. समझ गए बात को? This is the tactics used by organized criminal gang. Now, what is the linkage of that particular, suppose that syndicate in the Pushpa movie? Okay, हम उसी का example लेते हैं. Now, how this syndicate will be connected with the terrorism? ये हमारे syllabus का part है. How? How it will get, it will establish connection with the terrorist group. Now, it is having enough reputation in the local society. It will be controlling all the officers, enforcement agencies. It will be having connection with the local politicians as well. And they are working flawlessly in their own illegal business. And they are having enough amount of money. Are you okay with this? यहाँ तक clear हो गया? This is the organized crime. Now, how they will establish connection? बताओ. इनका लिंकेज ही तो ढूंढना है हमें. वो कैसे हो पाएगा? Suppose one uh, one Naxal group is connecting, is trying to establish connection with the that syndicate of Pushpa movie. Okay, that we want to carry out one terrorist attack. Okay, in this particular place, and we will give you money. Just make arrangements. You have all the network. Are you getting my point? Simple. You have your entire network which is functioning very well in that particular area. So just help us. So basically that organized criminal gang or their network will provide logistical support to whom? That terrorist group. That logical support will be provided by that particular group. Are you getting my point? and they will carry out one particular Naxal attack or terrorist attack in one particular place. Okay, now they are having a good bonding. Are you getting my point? Now, in the next turn, when that syndicate is trying to establish their business in one particular area where this terrorist organization is having good foothold, then that terrorist organization will help this particular. Are you getting my point? Or suppose one particular area where another syndicate is active and where that Pushpa syndicate is trying to establish their ground, then this terrorist organization will provide protection, because organized criminal, okay, they will use violence, but they will try to avoid that media news. They will avoid all types of sensationalism. They will work in a manner that they will not be in the news. वो न्यूज में नहीं आना चाहते हैं. On the one hand, the objective of terrorist organization is to make the news. दोनों में ये फर्क होता है. Are you getting my point? So basically, they will work in sync. On the one hand, the terrorist organization will provide them protection from other armed group, and organized crime, which is having enough money, will provide funding to the terrorist group. समझ गए बात को? तो वो इस टाइप से चलता है. Like that D company, that Daud Ibrahim gang of Mumbai. So they were involved in the organized crime first. They were involved in the smuggling of gold, smuggling of something like this. So they were having that organized criminal gang in Mumbai or underworld of Mumbai. Okay. With the time, they established one particular network. Now that Dawood Ibrahim was, that ISI established a connection with the Dawood, and they used the network of Dawood to carry out terrorist attack in Mumbai. Are you getting my point? So network of organized criminal gang will be used by terrorist. Are you getting? And in order to get protection, okay, organized groups are dependent upon the terrorist group. So they will provide protection to them and they will provide funding to them. हो गया ना? Mutually beneficial relationship. Simple. हर जगह यही हो रहा है. और इन दी लॉन्ग रन क्या होगा? लॉन्ग रन में भी मैं आपको बताता हूं. ये प्रॉपर माफिया हायरार्की है. ठीक है? इन दी लॉन्ग रन दिस विल हैपन. Okay, organized crime group. Okay, they will make alliance with the terrorist group. Then use of terror tactic for operational purpose. Okay, then they will do some ideological crime. Thus, in the same manner, terrorist group, they will make alliance with the criminal, okay, organization. Suppose ISIS funded Lashkar-e-Taiba is making alliance with the D company. Yes or no? They are working in a sync and they are involved in the criminal activity for the operational purpose. Ultimately, they will perform commercial terrorism as well as ideological terrorism. Commercial terrorism matlab smuggling and all sorts of illegal economic crime. And what is ideological crime? Terrorist attack. So this is the convergence of organized criminal gang and, okay, on the one hand, this is the Lashkar-e-Taiba. On the other hand, this is the D company. समझ में आई क्या बात? समझ लो इसको अच्छे से. यही डायग्राम बनाना है. ओके? Is it clear? Online students, covert and overt objectives. हाँ बोल सकते हैं, covert and overt objectives. Okay? And at a one point of time, this is known as black hole syndrome, where they both will merge. Like ultimately, that Dawood became terrorist. Yes or no? Earlier, he was the boss or the mafia, yes, or the head of D company, who was operating that organized criminal gang. But at last, he became what? He became, समझ गए बात को? ये होता है लास्ट में. I will give many example that how one particular terrorist organization now involved in the drug trafficking, human trafficking. So basically, they are not only terrorist organization, they are organized criminal gangs as well. All those insurgent groups of northeastern region, okay, Ulfa or something like this, Kuki insurgent group, Naga insurgent groups, they all are producing opium. They all are carrying opium trade, illegal smuggling of goods, smuggling of drugs. Okay, and they are carrying out insurgent activities as well. समझ गए आप बात को? तो एक टाइम आएगा जब दोनों एक्टिविटी मिल जाएंगी, और ये हमारे सामने हुआ है. दैट डी कंपनी मर्ज्ड इनटू वन टेररिस्ट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन. इसी को बोलते हैं ब्लैक होल, कि वो एक टाइम पे आकर के कंप्लीट हो जाता है. समझ गए क्या बात को? ठीक है, अब देखो इसके एग्जाम्पल देखो. पहले तो ये क्लियर हुआ, ठीक है. अच्छा, ऑर्गेनाइज्ड क्राइम की पहले डेफिनेशन लिख लो, फिर आते हैं इस पे. ऑर्गेनाइज्ड क्राइम पे आ जाओ. देखिए, it is a criminal enterprise that works for profit from illicit activities, from illicit activities that are often in great public demand. Illicit activities that are often in great public demand. That are often in great public demand. They maintain their continuous existence via corruption, via corrupting public officials, use of intimidation, or force to protect their operation. Force to protect their operation. अच्छा, ये जो रेत माफिया वाले जो हैं, सैंड माफिया, ये भी तो एक टाइप का ऑर्गेनाइज्ड क्राइम ही हुआ. All those sand mafias, yes or no? That sand mafia is nothing but the same. They are the group of people who are involved in the illegal mining of sand. तो ये भी क्या हुआ, एक टाइप का ऑर्गेनाइज्ड क्राइम है. समझ गए बात को, है ना? So next one is the characteristics of organized crime. Characteristics of organized crime. Characteristics of organized crime. So basically, there are three type of people who are involved in the organized crime. The one is the protectors. One is the protectors. The other one is the organized crime support group. One is the support group. And the last one is the criminal group. Who are the support group? So they are the public officials because they are receiving proceeds of organized crime as a corruption, as a bribery, local businessman or local politician, businessman, and lawyers who will protect them in the court of law. है ना? So they are the protectors. Then support group. So support group are of two type. One is social support. Social support group. So what is the tactic they will use for creating a social support group? किसी की भी शादी में चले जाओ, वहां पे जाके अच्छा गिफ्ट दे दो. आर यू गेटिंग? चैरिटी कर दो, नवरात्रि में भंडारा करवा दो, इफ्तियार पार्टी रख दो. Okay? So in this way, the local community where they are active, okay, they will get the support of that community by doing all sorts of work. So that particular community will be their social support group. And one is another support is the specialist support. Specialist support group. Specialist support group. Specialist support group. Like engineers, doctors, technicians, etc. And the last one is the criminal group. Okay, write down criminal group. So in this way they work. So basically, some will provide them protection. Some people will provide them logistical assistance. Yes or no? Logistical assistance. Like one engineer, okay, to whom they radicalized. And now the particular individual is creating bomb for them. Are you getting? वो खुद बॉम्ब नहीं फोड़ने वाला है जाके, लेकिन वो कर क्या रहा है, वो बम बना रहा है उनके लिए बैठ के. लॉजिस्टिक सपोर्ट. समझ गए बात को? So they are providing them logistic support. They are providing them social support. They are providing them legal support. And then comes the ground worker. और फिर आएंगे जो ग्राउंड पे काम करते हैं उनके लोग, वो सारे क्रिमिनल होंगे. इन दिस मैनर दे विल वर्क. समझ गए बात को? तो इस वजह से उनके साथ फाइट करना बड़ा मुश्किल होता है ना? क्यों होगा मुश्किल? Whenever police will start some investigation or some activity, then that social support group will save them. They will come forefront. They will be having confrontation with the police or any other law enforcement agency. समझ गए बात को? They will provide them support. तो इन लोगों के साथ फाइट करना बहुत मुश्किल हो जाता है. दाऊद के बारे में सबको पता था, लेकिन वो जब तक इंडिया से वो चला नहीं गया यहाँ से, जब तक उसने वो टेररिस्ट अटैक नहीं करवा दिए, तब तक उसका कोई कुछ कर नहीं पाया था. एंड स्टिल मेनी ऑफ सच माफियाज आर एक्टिव इन इंडिया, और अभी भी कोई कुछ कर नहीं पा रहा है. व्हाई? बिकॉज दे आर हैविंग दिस पर्टिकुलर सिस्टम. So this is the organized crime. समझ गए? Some characteristics of organized criminal gangs. Some characteristics of organized criminal gang. First, structured group. That is having a proper hierarchy. That is having a proper hierarchy. Having a proper hierarchy. The next one is continuity. That is group survives beyond the life of its leadership. Continuity. That group survives beyond. हाँ, ओजी वर्कर्स बोल सकते हैं, वो पर्टिकुलर टेररिज्म के केस में आएगा हर्ष. Continuity. The group exists for a long period of time and survive beyond the life of its leadership. What it means? एक लीडर मर भी गया, बॉस, तो वो ग्रुप कंटिन्यू रहेगा. ये नहीं कि ग्रुप बंद हो गया, दूसरा बॉस बन जाएगा. समझ गए ना? इस टाइप से. So this is continuity. Third one is the involved in the serious crime. And the last one is the having a definite purpose. Having a definite purpose. Having a definite purpose. Okay? So organized crime is clear to you. Okay? And types of organized crime we have already discussed. Okay? These are the types of organized crime. Yes, drug trafficking, human trafficking, arms trafficking, money laundering, cyber crime. Okay? Counterfeiting, organized theft, environmental crime, money laundering, contract killing, kidnapping. Okay? Okay. Now, dealing with organized crime present a numerous challenge due to its complex and evolving nature. Why? Sophistication and adaptability. Organized crime group are highly sophisticated and they are adaptable, often using advanced technology, innovative method to evade the law enforcement. Like in that Pushpa movie, okay? That officer, that police officer that caught Pushpa, okay? So they evolved a new technique. They started smuggling via those milk tankers. Are you getting? फिर अभी नेक्स्ट मूवी जो आने वाली है वो कुछ और इवॉल्व कर देंगे. ठीक है? पहले ड्रग स्मगलिंग होती थी वाया पर्सन. ठीक है? नाउ दे आर यूजिंग ड्रोन्स टू स्मगल द पैकेट्स. समझ में आई ना बातें? तो इस टाइप से चीजें चल रही हैं. ठीक है? दे आर using sophisticated technology adaptability. Then second one is the transnational nature. What is transnational nature? What is transnational nature of crime? The same organized criminal gang is active in India as well as in Pakistan. So suppose with the strictness we can curb their activities. But what about Pakistan? Are you getting my point? The same group is active in Pakistan. The same group is active in Bangladesh. And we cannot curb the same activity in Bangladesh. We can only request Bangladeshi government, please stop all these things. Are you getting? अरे ये कौन है यार? अनुज, इसको बंद कीजिए आपकी माइक को. Third, corruption. So corruption within the law. जब हमारे ही यहाँ के जो ऑफिसर है, लॉ एनफोर्समेंट है, वो ही करप्ट हैं, then nothing can be done. Then resource limitation. Law enforcement agencies often face resource constraint, including limited funding, personnel, technology, which can impede their ability to effectively combat the organized crime. Then legal and regulatory gaps, difference in the legal framework and regulatory standard, criminal, political, bureaucratic nexus. ये तो मैंने बताया ही आपको कि how they will work in sync. Then economic and social factor, high level of poverty, unemployment, social inequality can create environment where organized crime can thrive, as individual may turn to illegal activity out of necessity. Then cybercrime, then violence, intimidation, etc. So basically, these are the challenges if you are dealing with the organized crime. These are some of the initiative started by India has implemented several measures to combat organized crime, such as first one is the legislation. India has enacted various laws to address organized crime, such as Makoka, Maharashtra Control of Organized Crime Act, Karnataka Control of Organized Crime Act, UP Koka, Uttar Pradesh Control of Organized Crime Act. Okay, the second, international convention. India has ratified the important international convention, including United Nations Convention Against the Transnational Crime and its protocol. Then anti-trafficking efforts. The government has signed memorandum of agreement with the countries like Bangladesh, UAE, Cambodia to prevent the human trafficking. Are you getting? So some of these steps in terms of capacity building, India has been working on the building of capacity of its law enforcement agency. For instance, United Nations Office of Drug and Crime has conducted training workshop for the Indian police officers, judges, prosecutor to enhance their skills in the combating terrorist and organized crime. Anti-corruption measures, like India ratified United Nations Convention Against Corruption. Then some of the specialized agencies like Central Bureau of Investigation, Narcotics Control Bureau to tackle the organized crime. Okay? And we can say some legislative measures, again, that NDPS Act. है ना? NDPS Act. We have discussed that. So we have completed that organized crime. Is it okay? And we already understood the relationship between the organized crime and terrorism. That no relation. First, there is no relationship. That Pushpa gang is active, that Naxals or any other terrorist organizations are active. They are working separately. Okay, no relationship. Terrorist, drug trafficking, and human trafficking group remain independent but operate within the same area. Then, terrorist and criminal groups form a mutually beneficial alliance, exchange of operational support, logistical support. Okay. The next one is the previously independent criminal and terrorist group alter their original aim and tactics and morph into a single entity. That was happened in case of that D company. Earlier it was an organized criminal gang. Later on it became terrorist organization. Single entity that exhibit the features of both. ओके वही वाला पॉइंट, यही वाला कि ये दोनों स्टार्ट करते हैं यहां से और यहां पे आके क्या होता है, दोनों मर्ज हो जाते हैं, एक पॉइंट पे आकर के दोनों मर्ज हो जाएंगे. ओके, कोई डाउट इसमें? ठीक है, अब ये कैसे, और बहुत सारे एग्जाम्पल्स हैं वो भी देख लेते हैं, मैंने इसमें दिया हुआ है. यहां तक तो हमने डिस्कस कर लिया था. That was in the news, that Al Qaeda's new business model, cocaine and human trafficking. So basically it was a terrorist organization, but what is the new business model? Yes, why? Already their terrorists are active, their network is active, now they are using same network to earn profit. Simple है ना? The next, narco jihad, drug trafficking and security in Afghanistan and Pakistan, because all the terrorist group who are involved in the opium production, opium supply chain. Taliban Pakistan Khalistan nexus could boost drug trade, threaten India. पंजाब की हालत हमें पता ही है, ठीक है। ये कुछ एक रिपोर्ट है बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट। एज पर 2018 रिपोर्ट ऑफ यूएन ओडीसी, there has been 37% increase in opium production in Afghanistan because Taliban was coming, and because of that 37% increase, while the production in Myanmar decreased. Afghanistan now contribute more than kitna 83%. 83% of the global opium supply. Unfortunately for India, significant quantities of these drugs are making their way, both in terms of global market, transit to global market, and as a final destination, which means India is acting as a transit point as well. Okay, they are shipping all the drugs to India, and from India, it has been transported to many countries. So India is acting as a transit as well as final destination, which means we started consuming drugs also. वहां से ट्रेड नहीं है ना ज्यादा, अफगानिस्तान से इतना ट्रेड नहीं होता है, इंडिया से ट्रेड ज्यादा है ना, तो वो शिपमेंट में थोड़ा थोड़ा कर करके यहाँ वहां भेजेंगे ना, डायरेक्ट तो भेज नहीं सकते कि शिपमेंट आप भेज रहे हैं भाई ड्रग का, ऐसा तो होगा नहीं ना। समझ रहे हो आप बात को कि वो ऐसे ओपनली तो होता नहीं है ये चीज, इंडिया का ट्रेड ज्यादा है, सो इंडिया बिकेम ट्रांजिट पॉइंट। अभी आ रहे हैं जो ट्रेड वाला मैं बता रहा हूं, ठीक है। September 20, the Director of Revenue Intelligence, this is another enforcement agency, DRI, okay, seized कितना 3000 kg narcotics worth 21,000 crore at the Mundra port in Gujarat, that Adani port. That Adani port is known as Mundra port. कितना पकड़ाया था वहां से, कितना 3000 kg drug, and according to DRI that drug was meant for transshipment, मतलब वो वहां से आएगा और कहीं और चला जाएगा, समझ गए। It came in 2 containers from the Bandar Abbas port from Iran. But DRI official believe that the original source of the drugs was Afghanistan. ठीक है? Intelligence reports show that the drug seizure have come down along the Balkan region or the Central Asian region route since 2016, indicating the enforcement by anti-drug agencies. Now that route is closed, so India became the best destination. The only available alternative route is the Indian subcontinent. Tons of opium produced in Afghanistan are smuggled into western borders of Pakistan in 100 to 200 kg packets and then reassembled into bigger consignment by gangs in the Lahore and Faisalabad before being sent to the Karachi and Gwadar for the further transportation to the fishing vessels in the Makran coast. Then in many drug seizures 2019-20, it was noticed that the packing covered were some of the popular brands of oats and atta in Pakistan, said an Indian customs official. पाकिस्तान में जो आटे वाटे मिलते हैं, लाइक आशीर्वाद आटे के पैकेट में ड्रग्स आ रही है, इट इज लाइक दिस, ठीक है। Then Pakistan acts as an intermediary and assists the Taliban in distributing the drugs all over the world, as far as the West and the Africa. Pratik Joshi, the foreign policy research at the Oxford University. And within the Pakistan, who is doing? ISI and Pakistani army. Pakistan makes the advantage of 2500 kilometer long porous border shares with Afghanistan and also 1062 kilometer long coastline on the Arabian Sea to promote the drug trade. ये मुंद्रा पोर्ट वाली न्यूज़ है. They will look at Punjab, Gujarat, Rajasthan and Jammu and Kashmir for the narcotics smuggling. Infiltration is also expected to increase. The latest DRI seizure, however, has shown that this may already be happening between 2017 to 20, as many as 38 Afghan nationals were arrested by Indian agencies for drug trafficking. Unlike terror outfit, drug smugglers never rely on the single route. Apart from the land, air, and sea route, the latest trend is to use the drones. Okay? He said the drugs were being smuggled from Pakistan through Indian waters along with the western coast of Gujarat, Maharashtra, and also through the land routes via Punjab. तो बेसिकली ये ऐसे आ रहा है पूरा, कुछ इधर से कुछ इधर से, ठीक है, इंडिया में कंजम्पशन के लिए, ठीक. Kashmiri youth with the drugs, just as it did in Punjab. At the same time, terror groups active in this state use drugs and money to entice new recruits. Okay, Pakistani terrorist group like Jaish-e-Mohammed, Lashkar-e-Taiba, and Khalistani outfits like Khalistan Liberation Force. Okay, they all are involved in the drug trafficking. So basically, in with respect to India or with respect to any other country, organized groups and terrorist organization are working together. समझ गए? खालिस्तानी टेररिस्ट तो पूरा ये वाला एक बार पढ़ लेना, ठीक है, हमने डिस्कस कर लिया है. समझ में आया that how organized groups are linked with the terrorist organization. ठीक है, अपने पास 10 मिनट है, कुछ लिख लेते हैं इसके बारे में. बाकी तो ज्यादातर मैंने यहाँ पॉइंट दे ही दिए हैं, तो अपना ये पूरा टॉपिक ही कंप्लीट हो जाएगा. लिंकेजेस बिटवीन टेररिज्म एंड ऑर्गेनाइज्ड क्राइम. तो पहले तो हम ये डायग्राम बनाएंगे, है ना, ये वाला ये वाला, ठीक है. तो उसमें पहला लिखेंगे अलायंस. Alliance between organized criminal groups and terrorist which could which could which could result in seeking expertise, like making bombs, and operational support, okay. At first they will start alliance. It can be short term or long term alliance, okay. Like terrorist group is seeking support from an organized group that please let us help, okay, in operational support. You will provide us access to some other parts. And in the same manner that organized group is seeking some technical expertise to make some bomb from the terrorist organization, it is like this. तो दोनों एक दूसरे से अलायंस बनाए. फिर सेकंड पॉइंट देखिए, ऑपरेशनल मोटिवेशन. Organized criminal group will engage in political activities. क्योंकि इनका मोटिव क्या है, इनका एजेंडा पॉलिटिकल होता है. They are not here to seek profit, है ना. So engage in political activities while terrorist group will engage in criminal activity. Third one is convergence. That is, both starts displaying the characteristics of other. Like that Pushpa, who is running a syndicate. Now he established his own army or his own body of militia. Are you getting my point? Earlier, that particular syndicate is working in the illegal activity. That is, they are illegally cutting all those sandalwood tree and they are making profit out of it. But now, for their own security, they established one group of militia. Are you getting? They are heavily armed. So it is nothing but the showing the characteristics of terrorist organization. Are you getting? तो उसने ये करना स्टार्ट कर दिया. So convergence, and the last one is the black hole, where the thin line, the thin line that separates their activities, thin line that separates their activities disappears, disappears, especially in the failed state environment, especially in the failed state environment, failed state environment, especially in the failed state environment. समझ गए? जहां पे फेल्ड स्टेट रहेगा, यू कैन राइट एग्जाम्पल Afghanistan. Afghanistan is a failed state. So that Taliban, okay, which is a terrorist or organization, now it is doing the work of both. It is producing the opium, it is supplying the opium, and it is carrying out terrorist attack as well. And in the future, the day is not far, the same thing will be happening in the Pakistan because they are doing the same thing. Yes or no? समझ गए बात को? So these are the connection. Next, हेडिंग डालिए फर्स्ट, टेररिज्म एंड ह्यूमन ट्रैफिकिंग. कुछ कुछ एग्जांपल लिख लेते हैं. टेररिज्म एंड ह्यूमन ट्रैफिकिंग, which means some of the terrorist organizations are involved in the terrorism as well as human trafficking. They are earning profit from human trafficking activities and the proceeds will be used for terrorist activity. ये तो आप समझ ही गए, लिख लीजिए इसमें. एग्जाम्पल, बोको हराम, example Boko Haram of Nigeria and Al Shabaab of Somalia are trafficking children and women, are trafficking children and women. आपको याद हो तो कुछ सालों पहले, 6-7 साल पहले, that Boko Haram abducted 300 women in Nigeria. वो कहां गई महिलाएं पता नहीं, और किसी ने कुछ नहीं किया, कोई कुछ नहीं बोल पाया. आप जाके सर्च कर सकते हैं कि बोको हराम ने क्या किया था. ठीक है? सो ट्रैफिकिंग एंड terrorism, Boko Haram and Al Shabaab. Second, drug trafficking and terrorism. Drug trafficking and terrorism. Example, Al Qaeda. Al Qaeda is involved in the North African region. Involved in the North African region in drug trade. In drug trade. Next, trafficking of weapons and terrorism. Trafficking of weapons and terrorism. Example, again, Al Qaeda. Al Qaeda in Libya and Tunisia. Al Qaeda in Libya and Tunisia. Libya and Tunisia. Libya and Tunisia. Next, illegal mining and terrorism. illegal mining and terrorism. Example, ISIS, ISIS is the richest terrorist organization group whose turnover was $2 billion in 2015. और क्या कर रहे हैं वो? इराक और सीरिया वाला जो ऑयल और गैस निकाल के बेच रहे हैं इलीगली. ठीक है? सो दीज आर द एग्जांपल्स. और चाहो तो आप लिख सकते हो किडनैपिंग फॉर रैंसम एंड टेररिज्म. किडनैपिंग फॉर रैंसम एंड टेररिज्म. किडनैपिंग फॉर रैंसम एंड टेररिज्म. ओके. एग्जांपल, बोको हराम. बोको हराम kidnapped many civil servants, politicians, and foreigners for ransom. For ransom. Okay? समझ गए? So organized crime and terrorism, the entire topic is completed. इंडिया में कहां कहां पर है? Okay? So if we talk about India, then I will try to make a map of India. नहीं बनेगा यार वैसे. ठीक बन गया. ठीक है. सो इन इंडिया दे आर एक्टिव इन जम्मू एंड कश्मीर. यहां पे क्या है? terrorist group who are involved in FCIN, fake Indian currency notes, plus drug trafficking. So organized crime plus, okay, in northeast region, insurgent groups. So they are also involved in the drug trafficking from Golden Triangle, first. Second, extortion. Third, human trafficking, human and weapon trafficking. Okay, this is the red corridor. So in the red corridor means Naxal affected area. So what they are doing in the red corridor, Naxals, and Naxals is nothing but the terrorist group, and they are involved in the organized crime of extortion, illegal mining, okay, illegal logging, human and weapon trafficking. Okay, in border areas like Punjab, here Khalistan. Khalistani outfit, and they are involved in the drug trafficking, drug smuggling. ठीक है, ये प्रॉपर डायग्राम बनाना है जब भी ऑर्गेनाइज्ड क्राइम की बात होगी. ठीक है, यहां मैंने इतना ज्यादा बना दिया. यहां पे बनाएंगे हम मुंबई, और मुंबई में लिखेंगे अंडरवर्ल्ड. यस, underworld. That underworld is active in all sorts of organized crime, such as uh, smuggling, smuggling of gold, silver, precious metal, or precious stones, etc. Okay, so this is the map of. इतना बना दोगे तो बहुत अच्छे मार्क्स मिल जाएंगे आपको. ठीक. So this discussion completes our entire topic, that linkages between organized crime and terrorism. Okay, एक जो terrorism वाला part है वो बच गया है कि what is terrorism and how they will operate. We will discuss that. ठीक है, करंट में न्यूज में कहीं रहेगा तो हम उसको पढ़ लेंगे, लेकिन ऑर्गेनाइज्ड क्राइम वाला कॉन्सेप्ट क्लियर हो गया. टाइप्स ऑफ ऑर्गेनाइज्ड क्राइम, ड्रग ट्रेड क्या होता है, एंड हाउ दिस पर्टिकुलर ट्रेड इज हैविंग लिंकेजेस विद द टेररिज्म. इज इट क्लियर? ठीक है, चलिए नेक्स्ट क्लास में जो भी होगा देखेंगे. थैंक यू.